Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mandarin Insights Show. As an applied linguist, a language teacher, and a native speaker of Mandarin Chinese, I will comment on the Mandarin in the Big Bang Theory. There's one episode where Sheldon learns Mandarin from Howard. I'll comment on how Sheldon and Howard really sound and talk about the vocabulary they used. By the way, if you're new here, I publish one short video on Mandarin Chinese learning every single day at 9 a.m. I'm currently doing a 30-day survival Chinese challenge full of daily Chinese learning content.
我的姓是 Sheldon.
No, it's 我的名字是 Sheldon.
我的名字是 Sheldon.
So Sheldon said, 我的姓是 Sheldon. Zing is not a Chinese word. He probably wanted to say 我的姓是 Sheldon, 姓 last name. Then Howard taught him 我的名字是 Sheldon. And honestly, Howard's Mandarin isn't very good. He can generally pronounce the finals and initials correctly, but his tones are off. For example, in 我的名字是 Sheldon, 名字 is a second tone. The pitch started low and go up, 名, but he pronounced it as 命.
我的名字
You can see his hand was up here.
名
This probably led him to say 名 as a high tone.
What's this? That's what you did. I assumed as in a number of languages that the gesture was part of the phrase.
Well, it's not.
Why am I supposed to know that? As the teacher, it's your obligation to separate your personal idiosyncrasies from the subject matter.
You know, I'm really glad you decided to learn Mandarin.
Why?
Once you're fluent, you'll have a billion more people to annoy instead of me.
Lots of Chinese learners use their hand to gesture the tones. It is helpful only if your hand gesture actually corresponds with the tones of the characters. The way that Howard did it wasn't helpful because his hand gesture wasn't the same as the tone of the characters. So,
Hey, Medu Luiza.
You just called Leonard a syphilitic donkey.
My apologies, Leonard. I'm only as good as my teacher.
then Sheldon said 梅毒驴子. The pronunciations and tones are both really good.
Show me your citrus peels. 给我干你用的铅笔. Show me your citrus peels. 给我干你用的铅笔.
He said, 给我看你用的陈皮. Again, Sheldon's pronunciation and tones are both really good. And here's a little bit backstory. Restaurant menu says tangerine chicken, but Sheldon suspected that the restaurant owner was being cheap and used orange peels instead of tangerine peels. So he wanted to see the citrus peels to prove that the restaurant was using orange peels. So he decided to learn Chinese to confront the restaurant owner. He said, 给我看你用的陈皮. Again, perfectly correct. It sounds like Jim Parsons has an aptitude for learning Mandarin Chinese. 陈皮 is literally aged skin or old skin. It is 橘子皮, dried, special treated, and stored for a long time, sometimes even for years. And it can be very expensive if it's good 陈皮. And by the way, 陈皮 isn't necessarily tangerine peels. I did a little bit of research and find out that traditionally we Chinese use 橘子 to refer to oranges. And for other types of citrus fruits like clementine, tangerine, or mandarin, we use 橘子. So 陈皮 can be any type of 橘子皮. That's what I found out after a quick Google search. If you have a lot of knowledge about fruits, let me know if what I said is correct.
给我干你用的铅笔.
I really loved how he emphasized 用. 用 is fourth tone. It's usually quick and loud and sharp. He nailed it. 给我看你用的陈皮. He emphasized it a little bit too much. It made him sound fierce and angry, which is perfect for making an argument with the restaurant owner. But he mispronounced one character. He pronounced 看 as 干. It should be 给我看你的陈皮. These two characters are very similar. 看 to see, it is aspirated. There's air coming out of my mouth when I say 看. 干 is unaspirated. We can practice it using a piece of tissue. Put it over your mouth. Now practice with me. 干, 干, 干. You see, the tissue barely moved. Now I'm going to say 看, which is aspirated. 看, 看. See, the tissue moves. There was a gush of air coming out of my mouth. 看 versus 干. He said it 100% correct. His reaction is so authentic and so real. If you scare a Chinese-speaking person in real life, they might give you the exact same reaction. 哎呀 is an interjection we use a lot. It's like your English, oops, ouch, oh, or even oh my gosh. When I see a cute puppy, I say, 哎呀，好可爱的小狗. When I'm tired, I say, 哎呀，好累呀. When I accidentally bump into someone, I say, 哎呀，不好意思. Now he gets confused. I think he wanted to say 好滋味在里头. Good taste is inside. But it came out to be 猴子味在里头. Monkey taste is inside. And by the way, we don't say 好滋味在里头. 好滋味在里头. This sounds really weird. And as a side note, it's kind of annoying and rude when you see someone's face and just assume they can speak Mandarin Chinese and start dropping terrible sentences on them. But we know Sheldon is actually socially awkward, and that's part of the reason why the show is fun.
BT 在哪儿 ？BT， 请干见 BT 后，快球，快球。
At this point, Sheldon starts to talk gibberish. 鼻涕在哪儿? Where is mucus? Perfect pronunciation, perfect tones, but it doesn't make any sense in the context anymore. Oh, he probably wanted to say 陈皮在哪儿? Apparently, this Asian actor doesn't speak Mandarin Chinese as a native language. After a Google search, I find out that the actor has Chinese heritage, but it seems that he speaks Cantonese, not Mandarin. What he said is correct, but he just sounds robotic. There's no way he speaks Mandarin fluently. Sheldon uses the word 柳丁. We rarely use the word. The word originated from Taiyu, and we seldom use it in mainland China. And after that, it's not clear what he said. The caption says 脚踏车, bicycle, literally foot ride vehicle. And I mean, his pronunciation is still correct, but what he says doesn't make sense in the context.
Crazy man, call the police. You know, 不必打给图书馆 BT 在哪儿？
不必打给图书馆. It's intelligible. And here's a common error I hear in a lot of Chinese language learners' speech. 管, the third tone, is a low tone, but Sheldon pronounced it as such a high pitch.
图书馆。
By the way, if you're learning Chinese from a teacher and they didn't tell you that the third tone is a low tone, you should find a new teacher.
慢药就卧床上，很多慢药。
At this point, what he says doesn't make any sense anymore. It sounds like fierce oxen is in his bed and a lot of fierce oxen. I don't even know what he wants to say.
哎呀！
But hey, he nails the 哎呀. Next time someone annoys you, try saying 哎呀. That's all for today. That was so much fun. Thank you for watching today. Next time, I'll talk about a few differences between American cultures and Chinese cultures, especially how we say things and do things. See you next time. Bye.